Welcome back to Who's Who Speaks. Mike's special guest is Zac Sunderland, the youngest person to sail solo around the world and the first person to accomplish this feat before their 18th birthday. Zac encountered experiences and conditions from pirates to the environment.
What about the ocean? How is the state of the ocean? I mean, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, out in the middle of the ocean, you really don't see that much stuff floating out there. I mean, I tell you, when you do see things when you're traveling past. When I was coming up from Costa Rica, there was a mouth of a river, and the rainy season just opened up, and there was just trash floating all over the ocean. It was kind of a bit sad to see that, especially because like the turtle migrating season at the time. But you know, for the most part, out in the middle of the ocean, everything's pretty clean, and you know, Intrepid was all powered with solar panels and wind generators, so pretty much had a green year as far as power consumption that goes. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird to see, like, in different islands, you see all the pollution on one side of a beach, like a bunch of flip-flops or water bottles or something, and the island's thousands of miles away from everything. It's just the currents that sweep the stuff there, you know. So it's definitely out there, and people should be, you know, conscious of that. But at the same time, I think it's like a huge, I mean, the seas aren't filled up with trash right now. And
we get that impression that you hear from a lot of the environmentalists. I mean, sure they are right. We need to look after our planet, but sometimes we hear that the ocean is just this great trash, you know, garbage tip, and it's not.
It's really not. It's, I mean, they call it blue water cruising for a reason. It's blue, clear water. You can see down hundreds of feet, and there's nothing there. It's just perfectly clear and clean. So, yeah, I mean, be conscious with your stuff, but I mean, yeah, it's a beautiful place out there. What
did you eat on the? I mean, all these things. I mean, they may seem very simple, but what did you eat on you know, when you sailed the world? Did you have the same food every day? Was it rehydrated food, or catch fish, or
yeah,
what?
The food situation is pretty sad out there. I mean. When you're out at sea for, I mean, my average passage is about 20 to 30 days out there, and you know, the fresh food goes relatively fast out in the tropics, especially. So yeah, it's down to the after the first week, it's down to the canned food and freeze dried. You know, add boiling water and close your eyes and eat.
How terrible!
Yeah, it just all tasted like salt. You
know,
so
terrible!
Had a lot of calories, and yeah, just kind of figured it out along the way.
I know this is the part where we get to be really heavy now, but. Did you have any, from when you left to when you came back, how did you grow as a person?
Yeah, I'm not sure how I grew as a person necessarily. I mean, it's just, I think I have a different outlook on life. It's kind of hard to explain. You kind of realize how little people need in the world and how amazing certain parts of the world is, and how great it is to get out there and experience all that. So, yeah.
The whole trip, which was your favorite part? Coming home? Or leaving?
Nah, I don't know. I mean, I had a lot of fun in South Africa. I had a lot of friends over there, and it was a great place. Yeah, I mean, going through Panama was a pretty just mind-blowing experience, just because the immenseness of Panama itself is just so crazy, and they think that it was built about 100 years ago, which just makes it even more crazy, just the engineering mastermind of all that. But yeah, coming in, that was probably one of the best feelings, but not necessarily coming into Marina del Rey. That was really crazy and overwhelming, but coming into Emerald Bay was really crazy, because I lived there for 2 summers, an island off the coast here, and you know, when I left here, I went to Emerald Bay first and stayed there for a couple nights and then left. So it was really like the closing of the trip, coming in there, and kind of a quiet closing of the trip too. So it was kind of a great experience to be there and be done almost. Yeah.
Tell us about the pirates. Pretty scary people.
Yeah, well, I was off of...
patches on the eye? No?
Not quite, no.
Just machine guns?
Yeah, I guess so. But, yeah, I was going from Darwin, Australia to Cocos-Keeling in the Indian Ocean, and I got too close to the coast of Indonesia, trying to pick up some wind there. And I had this boat coming straight at me, and I wasn't showing up on the radar. I was trying to alter course away from it, and tried it a couple of times, kept altering course onto mine. So I ended up just altering course one last time and calling in the Australian Coast Watch. And the Australian Coast Watch is amazingly good. Like, if you're within 200 miles of Australia, they'll be flying over you asking you for your passport number. Because
oh, really? Because you might be a boat person. Well, you were.
Yeah.
Only one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because they're their own continent, and you know, anything that gets in, they gotta be careful. So, yeah, but they were on their way out, and they heard me. Or I was talking to them on the VHF, and all of a sudden the pirate boat, or the boat that was following and kind of circling around, was about 100 yards, 200 yards off the stern of my boat, which is just stopped there. And I was talking to them on the VHF, and they just took off the opposite direction. And yeah, the Coast Watch plane buzzed over a little bit later. But yeah, it was about an hour of just craziness out there.
Do you like danger?
I like.
Is your middle name Danger?
Nah, I like the adventure, which is pretty close to danger, and the feeling you get when you're in an adventure and the adrenaline rush of all that, and being able to do that for good purpose is always awesome to be able to find.
So what do you do now? I mean, are you restless? I mean, you've sailed the world 13 months and 2 days. Can't forget those 2 days.
Exactly.
That's right. Around the world, you've had a great experience. You've met pirates. Well, we've seen pirates. Aye, me hearty. But
exactly.
Done all that. So, what do you do with yourself now?
Well, I loved this last year of my life, or 13 months and 2 days, and I want to keep doing that as much as I can. You know, I'm looking into hopefully trying to get a TV series and just going off on another adventure, possibly dirt biking down to Cape Horn or retracing Shackleton Steps in the Arctic. You know, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll be setting off or getting serious about this thing in the next couple months here. It's kind of weird not to have the next ocean to cross too, being back here. So I'm looking for that next project to jump into, because I don't want to be sitting around, LA, Thousand Oaks for the next while I'm just letting this all pass by.
But you're now a celebrity. You can do that.
No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, you gotta get out there.
That's where you have all the
adventure.
The women around you now that they want to know you.
Exactly.
That's right. Maybe I'll give you my number. They can give me a call, maybe.
Yeah, I'll just the overflow line.
Tell me about this guy you met before we finished. This guy who keeps sailing around the world. The 75-year-old Saito.
Saito, yeah, he's a Japanese guy, and
is he bored with the life, or does he just?
I don't know. I met
friends?
him in Cape Town, and he was on this big old metal boat, and he was going for the oldest guy to sail around the world alone. And he'd been around something like 8-9 times by himself, got some ridiculous amount of sea miles, and yeah, I mean, he's an interesting guy. He actually, after I saw him last, broke a tiller off of Cape Horn of getting towed somewhere. But yeah, I mean, he didn't speak English that well, and he actually just broken all his front teeth at the time.
Excellent.
So
always a good look, isn't it?
Yeah,
it looks fabulous.
Yeah, he was a hardcore sailor, that guy, though. I mean, he was right into his stuff, and yeah, he sailed out a couple days after I left, and yeah, he's just still
there.
That record.
He's just bobbing around the world.
Yeah, you know, the longer he takes, the better it is for him, because it's the older he gets. You know, going for the oldest record there.
But has no friends. Okay, tell me this in one word, quickly. In one word, how would you describe Zac Sunderland in one word?
Adventurer? I don't know. Yeah, I love adventure, so I guess an adventurer would be a good title there.
Adventurer.
Yeah.
Zac, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Charles Arnoldi has been making art for over 35 years, from his 1970s paintings made entirely of natural forms to his current geometric work. After this break, Charles Chuck Arnoldi on Who's Who Speaks.